Creating and managing user accounts. Users in the manager role will continue to have the ability to manage users for their sales location. To create or manage user accounts for the sales location, click Administration from System menu and select Manage Users. You can also access this page by selecting Manage Users from the home page. To create a new user, select Create New User. Enter the team member's first name, last name, user role, and username. Each user account must be associated with a named user. We strongly recommend providing an email address to make password resets easier in the future. However, the email address field is not required. Once all required fields are entered, click Create User. Once the new user account is created, there are two ways for the user to access the initial login. If an email address was provided during account creation, an email will be sent with a link to login and set a permanent password. You can also generate a temporary password for the user to log in with initially. If the user does not have an email address associated with their profile, a temporary password must be generated and provided to the user to log in for the first time. This can also be used in scenarios where you are unable to receive external emails, or a firewall is blocking the email. Upon initial login, each user will be prompted to set up their security questions and set a permanent password for their account. Security questions must be set up in order to reset your password or request your username in the future. Users with the manager role can easily manage existing location user accounts through the Administration tab on the main menu. After Manage Users is selected, managers can view the full list of users associated with the sales location. To manage an existing user account, click the username of the account you would like to manage. On the user information screen, managers can edit user account details, including user role, email address, and user first name and last name. Please note, you are unable to change a user's username once created for order tracking and auditing purposes. From the Edit screen, you can also deactivate a user account by unchecking the active checkbox on the user information screen. Deactivating a user account will prohibit the user from logging into the system as soon as you deactivate the account. To reactivate a user account, select the Edit button on the user account and check the active checkbox. Please note, each system user should have a named user account for the specified location. If an employee uses the system at multiple locations, the user must have an account for each location and agent ID where they will process transactions. Be sure to click Save User to save any changes you have made. From the user information screen, managers can also send the user a password reset email if the user needs to reset their password. Please note, the user must have a valid email address associated with their user account for this feature to work. Alternatively, generate a new, temporary password by clicking Generate Password. A temporary password will display on screen and the user can then log into their account with the temporary password. Once logged in, the user must update their account with a new, permanent password. This is the best option for users that do not have an email address associated with their account. Managers can reset security questions for a user account within their location. When Reset Security Questions is clicked, the user will be prompted to set up new security questions on their next login. Users will be locked out of the system after 5 failed login attempts. If this occurs, the user account will be locked and the user will be unable to log in. When an account is locked, an Unlock Account option will appear on the user account. Click this option to unlock the account. This will allow the user to log in with the same credentials, and the user will not have to reset their password.